Hey everyone, Jdtemple here. I am in beautiful Orlando, Florida on a little family vacation in Walt Disney World at the moment, but I know it's been a while since I had a chance to do a new video, so had some things on my mind and I wanted to jump on really quickly and talk about those things. I have a lot of clients that feel stuck and they want to know what is the best way to go about strengthening their psychic abilities, what is the best way to enhance their magical practice and things of that nature. And what I always tell, I'd say 99% of these people, is that the best way to do all of these things really, for one, is just to kind of focus on one or two at the most particular areas. Don't try to tackle everything all at once because it's not going to all come overnight. Decide what it is that is most important to you at this moment and run with that. Another good thing too is to have a plan of action. If you know where you're going, if you know where you want to go, then you'll know how to get there. If you approach these things with really no set goal, with really no ending point in sight, then you may not really get anywhere at all. You may just kind of be set adrift out in the open water with no sails and no oars and no motor, and you'll just kind of go, you may not go anywhere. Sometimes that can be good because the current can take you and maybe take you somewhere that may end up being something spectacular for you. But I would say that those instances are rather rare. And that a lot of those kind of come later on down the road after you have made some substantial progress in certain areas. So for the psychic abilities and things like that, I think first and foremost, for those things to happen and to cultivate those abilities, one of the most important things is for you to be able to be yourself, to be your genuine self. And once you embrace who you really are, everything else really does seem to kind of fall into place much more organically. And I know that can be difficult, as it was difficult for me to do this because I was always so concerned with what people were going to think about me, especially my friends and my family. So, to kind of hide who I really was much easier than to just say, the hell with it, this is who I am, and like it or not, what you see is what you get. And once you embrace who you truly are, a lot of those abilities will kind of reveal themselves and kind of begin to blossom and bloom along with that genuine you that has been trapped inside for so long. Just depending on what it is that you're going after, whether it's to increase your intuitive abilities, whether you're trying to awaken clairvoyance, whatever it is. There's many different techniques for these things, but really for me, I think that the most important thing to unlock these abilities and as to what capacity that you're able to do these things is really your willingness to be wrong and not being afraid and being scared to be wrong about things. So of course, the more you use these abilities, the more that you practice on other people especially, the more you're right, the more your confidence is going to grow, and the stronger your abilities become. But like I said, you have to be willing to be wrong in order for you to move forward and progress with these things. Because it's like anything else. You're not just going to wake up one day and be the psychic motherfucker that you want to be. You know, it all is a progression. It all comes with time. So it's not going to happen tomorrow. Now, there are rituals that you can do and that other sorcerers could do for you that would help to awaken your latent abilities that are within you. That will help to speed things up a little bit for you, help to kind of open your third eye a little bit more, to kind of break down some barriers and things of that nature. But ultimately, these things do take time, and like anything else, anything good in life is going to take some time. It's not just going to fall in your lap. It's not just going to be handed to you. Now, there are people that have some pretty rapid awakenings, and that's all well and good. Some people handle that better than others, but those rapid awakenings can be rather frightening, and if you really don't know what to expect or how to handle that, then you could spend a lot of your time doing damage control and trying to figure out what in the hell is going on with you and not really be able to focus in on the task at hand and what you're really trying to accomplish. So I think going into this knowing that it's going to take some time is really the best thing. It's kind of hope for the best, or expect the worst, hope for the best type of thing. I think that if you really are dead set on thinking that in 3 months you're going to be the most psychic person in the world, and it ends up taking you 3 years, then obviously you're going to be rather upset. But if you go into it thinking it's going to be a 3-year thing and it only takes 6 months, then you're going to be very happy, and hell yeah, and that's going to give you that positive reinforcement and that momentum to move even further at an even quicker rate. As far as magical practice goes, depending on what you're trying to do, if it's sorcery where you're trying to work with spirits, you're trying to do change things in your life, you really want to try to focus on one particular spirit for a period of time and be consistent with it. Learn as much as you can about that spirit and what that spirit can do for you, and it should be in accordance with different correspondences that are going to correlate with the goal that you have, the ultimate goal that you have for wanting to work with that spirit in the first place, or for wanting to perform magic in the first place. It's not good to just go into it not really knowing what you want at all, just doing things for the hell of it and going through the motions. Now, that can be good practice, but it's really not something that is going to be as beneficial for you as if you have a roadmap and a game plan laid out. You have certain intentions of certain goals and certain things that you want to manifest. Make a list, write it down. What is the most important thing to you right now? Above and beyond anything else. What are maybe your top 3 most important things? And what is the first one that you're going to start with? Work with that one particular intention until you're able to successfully manifest it. Then move on to the next one. Don't try to conquer the whole world all at once and think it's going to happen in a week's time, because it's just not really a plausible expectation to have. I'm not saying it's not possible, because I'm not going to say that anything is impossible, because I believe that all things are possible. But we have to approach things in the correct manner too, and we have to be realistic about things. I think that getting organized is key here. Doing your background research is key here. And then being consistent. You know, this is not something that you can just like, you know, do once or twice a week, kind of go into it half-heartedly, not really knowing what the hell you're doing, and expect to really get some really good results that you're looking for. Pick a ritual that is geared towards a specific goal and perform it daily. You know, make that a routine. You know, no matter what, even if you think that you don't have time, you need to do these things. You need to figure out how you can fit this into your life and be consistent with it. Make it second nature. Make it part of your culture in your life. That's the only way that you're going to push these activities, these actions, these conjurations out of your conscious mind and into your subconscious mind, so that they can actually begin to go to work in this real world and begin to make some real change. Because that's really the key in all of this, is taking what you want to happen and removing it from your conscious mind and allowing your subconscious mind to take over, and let that go to work while you're doing other things. You know, and that's the beauty of it, is that it's going to be working for you when you're doing other things in life, when you're focusing on other things in life. It's kind of like you have duplicated yourself in a way, that I've got one JD here, but then I've got another JD over here in my subconscious mind that is allowing everything else to manifest and to take shape and to take form. And he's working hard over here, and I don't really even have to think about it. I'm working hard over here doing things in this physical realm, while this other duplication of JD is in my subconscious mind, that is the quarterback for all these other things that I want to happen. But I had to do things properly in order to duplicate myself in that manner, if that makes any sense to you guys. I wanted to try to explain it in a way that I think you could take that example and to make sense out of it. Because that's the kind of way I look at it, is that, you know, when you have things that are working in your subconscious mind, that's going to have the most impact in your life. And that's really kind of, in essence, you have duplicated yourself. And there is another form of you that is actively working on these things, and would be actively working on these things with these spirits that you work with in your evocation. You know, they're going to be doing their thing too. You know, once you perform that ritual, whatever it is, whether it's somebody else's ritual or if it's one of your own doing, if it's something that you have made, that you have created yourself, which that's always, I think, is going to be the most powerful and impactful type of ritual, is something that you are able to create on your own. But of course, these things have to have the right correspondence. They have to have passion in them. They have to have that life essence breathe into them from you, the operator, in the correct manner. These things, while they do have to be approached in the right way, they don't have to be overcomplicated either, because they're really not that difficult. But I say that now. I know years ago I would have told you that this is like impossible and I just don't get it and this shit is crazy and yada yada yada. But once you learn how to ride the bike and you have that balance and you know what you're doing, it's like walking down the street. It's like waking up in the morning and brushing your teeth. You know, it's like anything else. It's nothing to it. But I think that knowing where you want to go is going to help you to know how to get there. Being consistent with things is going to help you to get there that much easier, and it's going to be that much more powerful once you do get there. So I think that's really the key to all of it, aside from not being afraid to be your genuine self. So it's those things you have to think of when you're approaching magic, when you're approaching anything in the metaphysical realm, when you're trying to unlock these doors that are inside of yourself to access knowledge and power that is right there, just right across the table, and you can just reach over and grab it. But first you have to set the table properly, and to do that you've got to educate yourself. You've got to have some consistency in your practice, and you got to have the understanding that anything good in life is going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. And I think ultimately that is going to really make it all that much sweeter when you do finally get that manifestation that you've been looking for. So know that you're going to have to put in some work. There are some ways that you can get some help from other practitioners. And you know, I'm always here to help anybody that needs it. You can reach out to me at Jdtemple.info at gmail.com. So that's Jdtemple.info at gmail.com, or my older email address, which is jdtemplehealing at gmail.com. I can do any type of ritual to help you in your ascent that you'd like. I can do any type of custom ritual, custom conjurations of spirits, whatever it is that can help you along that you feel that you need. Of course, we can always do a consultation first. I do offer those, 1-hour consultations that will help to kind of pinpoint what it is that you need to do, or what it is that you really need. I always kind of recommend that first, unless you already have the notion or the feeling that you should have this ritual or that ritual performed for you to help you along. Whatever it is, whatever you feel is best. And of course, I won't be scared to give you my recommendation. I don't want anybody to ever jump into something they're not ready for, or to feel like they've wasted their money on something that they're not prepared for, or not ready for. Again, that's why I recommend doing a consultation first, so that we can pinpoint what your needs really are, and then we can go from there. So again, it's Jdtemple.info at gmail.com. You can reach out to me there. Check out a lot of my dear friends, their channels and their websites and things of that nature. Asbjorn Torvald, Joey Morris. Check out their channels. Become a Living God, of course. Curtis Joseph, he's got a channel that he's going to have coming out too, or that he already has out, I'm sorry, but I know he's going to be making some changes to it and some improvements and things of that nature. I know he had an awesome channel trailer that he's been working on, and things like that. All these people can help you a great deal. Check out the Black Magic Exposed channel. BW Romano has a lot of cool things going on there. And I really think it's important to support everyone, and kind of I think Asbjorn Torvald's been delivering that message a lot here lately about people coming together, people working together, people trying to uplift each other. Sorry about the fireworks, but I think that's important too, and I love these people dearly, and I believe in what they're doing, and I want to help support them too in any way that I can. So I always like to mention that as well. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to my vacation, and I hope everybody's doing great, and I love you all, and I will see you all very soon. Peace.